Valley Club, the fusion for GRANYT DOORKEEP just began today. Is it worth going for? There's some changes in this event that we're talking about, and if you're ready for it, you're gonna do Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin Raid channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. The fusion event began today, but are you gonna push? I'm still not sure. I think I have until like Friday to decide, because that's when the Summoner Rush begins. We'll talk about everything upcoming. And if you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you're new as soon as a brand new Raid Shadow Legends video goes up. On a normal week, at least 6 pieces of content every single week on the channel. And if we jump into the Summon Portal to take a look at this fusion, it is a traditional fusion, which means that you need to craft 4 of these rare characters to make these epic characters. And then once you get 4 of these epic characters, you can craft it into this legendary dwarf right here. So you're gonna need 16 of these epic characters, and there may be some that you could skip. It looks like you can get one of these characters during the Summon Rush if you're willing to open your shards. I've been saving my shards, but we'll discuss why you might want to save your shards in just a little bit, because I do want to remind you, if you want to get off to one of the best starts for Raid Shadow Legends in 2025, maybe starting off a brand new account, use that QR code up there or the link in the description. You're going to get a triple legendary, triple epic start. You're going to start off with Karato Fox Hunter if you entered the code right and you have not had a previous version of Raid on your mobile device. If you have, just go over to the computer and you could get this working, but you're going to get Karato in your inbox right away. As soon as you're done with the tutorial, have Karato in your inbox, enter one of these codes. You have 24 hours to enter one of these codes. As you start a new account, my recommendation would be to use the Desert Queen code for 2 Honorak. She's a great Void legendary, very hard to obtain. I got Sun Wukong with the Monkey King code, but you could choose any one of these codes. You only have 24 hours of starting your account to enter these. And then at certain levels, you're gonna get Uugo, Zargala, and Tagoar, all great epic champs that are gonna help you progress with your account. But let's come back to this fusion and talk about each of these characters, which ones are worth it, how good are they, and then we'll go and look at the schedule and see if this is something worth pushing for. So let's talk about the rare first. Glade Wolf. He is a rare defensive Sylvan Watcher Void Wolf champ, and if we look at the update for Packmaster Shy, it doesn't look like Packmaster, it doesn't look like he's going to be a dog for the Packmaster, but the passive for Glade Wolf decreases the damage this champion receives by 5% for each ally under an ally protection buff placed by this champion. And then the A3 places a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns, also places 50% ally protection buff on all allies for 2 turns. That is a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. The A2 is an AoE attack, all enemies, 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Damage is based on defense. And the A1, you're gonna attack 1 enemy 3 times each hit, 35% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Goes up 15% when it's fully booked, and the damage is based on defense. Glade Wolf is a defensive champ. So for myself, the only reason I would build this if I do decide to go for the fusion. And I think right now I'm just gonna go and participate and do all these events like I'm doing the fusion, but it is the Friday when that Summoner Rush comes that you're gonna have to either make that decision for Leonardo or GRANYT. All right, so the rare, the epic that you need to get is Hilda Arndutter, and she's an epic character. And let's take a look at her passive. Allies deal 15% more damage under a heal reduction or a stun debuff placed by this champion. Sounds strong so far. More damage is always good. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Let's go down to her aura. It is an all attack battle, is an increased attack 20% in all battles. Going back to the A3, attacking all enemies before attacking, place a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. I like that. Has a 40% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, and that goes up to 60% when fully booked. It's a 4-turn cooldown when fully booked as well. Damage is based on her attack. I like that. Starting off really strong there. All right, so next move, A2, attack 1 enemy 2 times. Damage inflicted by this skill increased by 10% for each debuff on the target, and it stacks up to 100%. Each hit has a 75% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. Damage is based on attack. And the basic is going to attack 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit will ignore 10% of the target's defense. Each critical hit has a 75% chance of stealing a random debuff from the target, and the damage is based on attack. All right, so looks pretty good. Does have decent damage. Again, kind of like the Glade Wolf. Probably don't have a real use for this character if I'm not doing the fusion, but yeah, decent character outside of that. And the big one, GRANYT DOORKEEP. We did take a look at his kit last week. We'll take a look at it really quickly in case you haven't seen that. This will, the passive will unlock at Ascension level 3. This is something I got confused on very early on. I was wondering why my Sun Wukong was not coming back to life. Well, it's because you need to ascend purple stars up to level 3 to get this passive active. So if you're a newer player, wondering why some stuff is not working, you may need to ascend some of your champs. But the passive at the start of the champion turns, remove any fear, true fear, provoke, stun, freeze, sleep, petrification buffs from this champion. So very strong. A lot of the crowd control debuffs on him will not work. Increases champion damage inflicted against targets with no buffs on them by 20%. Also has an aura ally crit rate in all battles by 20%. Seems pretty weak. The A3 attacks one enemy before attacks, removes debuffs from this champion, place a 15% shatter buff and a 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies by 2 turns. So shatter increases damage you can do to enemies as well. It's going to ignore unkillable stone skin block damage buff. If the target is not under any unkillable or stone skin or block damage buff, this will deal 100% more damage. So this is great for arena. A lot of the champs you face in arena, at least myself, some of the stronger ones, they start off with that stone skin and the unkillable block damage is pretty annoying, but he's gonna ignore that. If they don't have any, he's gonna do even more damage. Has an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy, and his damage is based on HP. He is the HP based champ. 4-turn cooldown when it's fully booked. And the A2, Geode Haymaker, attacks all enemies. Before attacking, place a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. I like that. It helps some of the other support characters land in their debuffs. 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a block debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Oh, it helps with his debuffs actually. And damage is still based on HP. 3-turn cooldown when it fully books. So that is great. Decreased defense and block buffs. Great for arena. And the A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Ooh, I see some Fire Knight use here. Actually, I think they mentioned a Fire Knight with this character. Because of this skill here. Attacks one enemy 3 times each hit. 75% chance of removing 1 random debuff from the target. Each hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense, and the damage is based on HP. So that was what GRANYT is for. He is a great arena champ. If you don't have a lot of arena champs, he may be better than all yours, or you may have your arena set already. Depends on where you are in your account, if you want to go for this fusion or not. Let's go and check out the events right now. There are a couple of them live. In the first one, we have this Fire Knight tournament, and actually let's go down to the events. This tournament, Fire Knight tournament, this is gonna award you the first one of these rare characters at 2250 points. All right, let's move down to the events, because this is a new thing right here. It is a Gear Hunters event, so not Dungeon Divers anymore. It was kind of inaccurate because it wouldn't allow you to use any dungeons. So like the Iron Twins or Minotaur's dungeon or some of the Sand Devil or Shogun, you weren't able to use those dungeons, but it's not all gear as well. It's only what you earn from the dungeons and campaigns. So yeah, if you get gear from one of the campaign bosses or Curse City or anything else like that, it doesn't count towards this. But it's pretty much the same as the Dungeon Divers, just the name is a little different there. Glade Wolf, you're gonna get him at 3,700 points there for this one. Now, if we go to the schedule, look at what is upcoming. This is where we are right now: the Gear Hunters and the Fire Knight. Tomorrow there's going to be a gear enhancement event, so save your silver, and that lines up pretty good with a clan versus clan with the personal rewards coming tomorrow. We also have this Dragon Hunter. Oh, we cannot double dip with this Dragon Hunter for this first gear enhancement event, but it looks like there is going to be another one coming up here. So I would hold off your Dragon energy until the second Gear Hunters event starts on Saturday. Now, by Friday, you should probably know if you are going to do the fusion or skip the fusion. Let me move my camera here, because the Summon Rush, you could also just get 1 Hilda, which means you could skip a few of these 4 of these events if you do the Hilda right there. So that is something that you might want to do if you're not going to Leonardo. We'll talk about the info that we have on Leonardo right now, which came out with the patch notes. But yeah, Summon Rush, this is where you need to make a decision if you're gonna go for Leo or GRANYT, or maybe you're gonna skip both. But this is I'm gonna be going normal on these until this point. well, maybe I have a bunch of extra shards that I could use. Maybe I got lucky with my clan boss chest. I can afford to open a few, or if not, I am just gonna hold everything. We'll see how this week goes. But then there's another Gear Hunters event here, and that aligns with this dragon tournament. So the ice golem. So this Gear Hunters aligns with the dragon on the first part and the ice golem on the second part. Then we have another Gear Hunters as well. Aligns with the back end of this dragon ice golem and the first part of the spider tournament as well. And then a gear enhancement event. Save your silver for both of these gear enhancement event. If you're not going for these, if you're not going for the fusion, guess you could save it for what you may need for Raphael or Leonardo or maybe April as well. And then the last one right here, champion. Actually, champ training is fine, but the champ chase tournament. This is where you're going to need to either summon a few characters or fuse a few characters or open a few shards here. So these are the two places that would have you missing out on potential, or having you use some shards that could cost you Leonardo. Now, in my estimation, GRANYT DOORKEEP, he is a spirit-based champ, HP champ, legendary champ, that is still gonna be here a year from now, 2 years from now. Leonardo, based on some of the other collabs that they did with the Demon Hunters and He-Man and some of the other things, don't think that this is gonna, that Leonardo's gonna be around for a while. So I'm gonna save my shards if I can here. Like I said, if I get lucky with my drops in my chest, then maybe I will do the summon rush, but probably looking to get Leonardo because just gonna be here until the 13th of November. Then probably not coming back. Let's go look at what was released with the patch notes. Now the devs did after this was announced, they did say this is not totally accurate, but if we look at the dates on this, the Swordmaster Path event starts from October 7th through the 10th. That is where, at least initially, they said you could complete objectives, hero coins, blaze your way through, get Leonardo and his 5-star perfect soul. That does align with the end of this event, because this event should, for GRANYT, should end on the 6th of October, and the potential Path Swordmaster event will start on the 7th of October. All right, the other thing that we have potentially coming up is a Hothead Deck of Fate, turn through dungeons and tasks from October 13th through the 16th. Earn fate points, flip cards, grab 100 champion fragments, summon and relentless Raphael. So a lot of people, including myself, are thinking save your sacred shards for the Sword Master Path event and save your other things, your souls and stuff for this. Hopefully it's all your shards and all your souls for both of these events, and then you can see if you want to do the April Titan event, the Ace Reporter Titan event. That is, at least according to this, scheduled to go from October 6th through the 23rd. So Valley Club, based on that, let me know what you're doing. Are you kind of wait and see like I am, see if you get lucky with some sacred shards, or are you just right now saving everything for Leonardo, or do you not care about Leonardo and you're going for GRANYT? Let me know what you're gonna do down in the comments. Hopefully to get you some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. Obviously, if you want to start off that brand new account, use that QR code or the link in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Take care, guys.